We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello friends, myself Mr. Nimesh G. Gandhi, working as an assistant professor in Mechanical Engineering Department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today we are going to discuss about vapor compression refrigeration cycle. First of all, we are going to discuss about main component of VCR cycle. There are 4 main components of VCR cycle: compressor, condenser, expansion device and evaporator. Now we are going to discuss about the function of compressor. The function of compressor is to increase the pressure and temperature of vapor refrigerant. So vapor refrigerant easy to condense in condenser. Now we are going to discuss about the condenser. Condenser is a one type of heat exchanger. Function of condenser is give up its latent heat to the surrounding by condensing medium which is normally air or water. At that time vapor refrigerant is converted into liquid refrigerant. Now we are going to discuss about the expansion device. The function of expansion device is to reduce pressure and temperature of liquid refrigerant. So liquid refrigerant easy to vaporize or evaporate in evaporator. Now we are going to discuss about evaporator. Evaporator is also one type of heat exchanger. The function of evaporator is to absorb latent heat from cooling space. At that time, liquid refrigerant is evaporated and changed into vapor refrigerant. Now we are going to discuss about the vapor compression refrigeration cycle. In vapor compression refrigeration cycle, low pressure, low temperature vapor refrigerant from the evaporator is drawn into the compressor with the help of the inlet or suction valve. Now low pressure, low temperature vapor refrigerant is compressed in compressor. It becomes high pressure, high temperature vapor refrigerant which is discharged into the condenser. So after the compressor we get high pressure, high temperature vapor refrigerant. In condenser, high pressure, high temperature vapor refrigerant is cooled and condensed. While passing through the condenser, it gives up its latent heat to the surrounding by condensing medium which is normally air or water. After condenser, we get high pressure, high temperature liquid refrigerant. In expansion valve, also called as a refrigerant control valve, or we can say that throttle valve. In expansion valve, which reduce the pressure of vapor refrigerant which is coming from condenser. So after expansion valve, we get low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant which is supplied to the evaporator. In evaporator, low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant is evaporate in evaporator. So low pressure, low temperature vapor refrigerant or liquid refrigerant which absorb the latent heat from the cooling space. So at that time low pressure, low temperature liquid refrigerant is converted into low pressure, low temperature vapor refrigerant which is one more time supplied to the compressor, and that cycle becomes continue. Now we are going to discuss about the pressure enthalpy chart, or we can say that pH chart. In pH chart, vertical axis is pressure is there and horizontal axis enthalpy is there. Now in pressure enthalpy chart, you can see A to B curve is there. The curve is divided in two parts, A part and B part. So now we can say that A part is called as a saturated liquid refrigerant and B part is called as a saturated vapor refrigerant. And whenever saturated liquid and saturated vapor is merged at one point, that point is called as a critical point. The space between the saturated vapor and saturated liquid, that space is called as a wet region, or we can say that liquid plus vapor both are present at that space. Now right side of the saturated vapor, that region is called as a superheated region, that is called as a superheated region. Superheated means what? The superheated vapor means that saturated vapor is one more time heated, so it becomes a superheated vapor. Now we are going to discuss about the subcooling region. The left side of the saturated liquid space, that space is called as a subcooling region. In this region, that cooling refrigerant which is coming from the condenser, it will be one more time it will be cool. That region is called as a subcooling region. So you can easily understand superheated region, wet region and subcooling region in pH chart. Now we are going to discuss about the pressure, enthalpy and temperature entropy diagram of VCR cycle. So first of all, you are concentrate on pressure enthalpy diagram. So you can see that first, initially on vertical axis pressure is there and horizontal axis enthalpy is there. Then after you understand about that curve is there, that region is subcooling region, that region is superheated region and inside region is wet region. Now we are going to discuss about 1 to 2 process. 1 to 2 is a isentropic compression process. During isentropic compression process, pressure and enthalpy both are increasing. So at the time you can see here, first that saturated vapor is converted into superheated vapor. 1 to 2 process, that is your isentropic compression process. Then after now we are going to discuss about 2 to 3. That 2 to 3 is constant pressure condensing process, or we can say heat removal process. During this process, first of all that superheated vapor is converted into saturated vapor by desuperheat, and then after that saturated vapor is converted into saturated liquid at point 3 by rejecting their latent heat to the surrounding. At that time pressure is constant and enthalpy is decreasing. Now we are going to discuss about 3 to 4 process. 3 to 4 is your irreversible adiabatic process, or we can say that expansion process or throttling process. During the throttling process enthalpy remain constant, so you can see that H3 is equal to H4, and during this process pressure is reduced P3 to P4. Then after last process is 4 to 1. That 4 to 1 is vaporizing or heat absorption process. During this process pressure remain constant, but in this process we are absorbing the latent heat from the surrounding. At that time enthalpy is increasing and that wet refrigerant is converted into saturated vapor refrigerant. Now we are going to discuss about the temperature entropy diagram. First of all, you can see that temperature on vertical axis and entropy on horizontal axis. Now you can see 1 to 2 process. That 1 to 2 already I mentioned that 1 to 2 is isentropic compression process. During the isentropic compression process, that saturated vapor is converted into superheated vapor. At that time, we are not supply or rejecting the heat. It means entropy remain constant. So you can see here S1 is equal to S2. And during this process, temperature is increasing. So you can see here T1 to T2, that will be increased. That is your T1 temperature, and that side will be your T2 temperature. Now we are going to discuss about the 2 to 3. 2 to 3 is your constant pressure condensing process. So during the condenser process, first of all, that superheated vapor is converted into saturated vapor. This process is called as a desuperate. So during this process, temperature is decreasing as well as entropy is also decreasing. And then after, you can see saturated vapor to saturated liquid portion. At that time your temperature remain constant, because during this process, during the condenser process, we are rejecting the latent heat to the surrounding. So at that time phase change is possible, that saturated vapor is converted into saturated liquid. So at that time temperature remain constant. Now we are going to discuss about the process 3 to 4. 3 to 4 is your irreversible adiabatic process. During the irreversible adiabatic process, some amount of entropy will be rise. So you can see S3 to S4, some amount of your entropy is increasing, and during this process temperature is decreasing. And then last one is your 4 to 1, which is your evaporator, or we can say that heat absorption process, or we can say vaporizing process. During this process, phase change is possible, that wet refrigerant is converted into saturated vapor. At that time temperature remain constant, and during this process we are absorbing the heat from the cooling space. So at that time entropy is increasing from S4 to S1. Now we are going to discuss about the performance of VCR cycle. If you are consider heat engine, so performance of the heat engine is measured by the efficiency. But if you are consider the VCR cycle, the performance of the VCR cycle is measured by or determined by the coefficient of performance, COP, we can say that. Now you can say here, you can see here first of all, here two equation is there. One equation for the COP for the refrigerant and another equation for the COP for the heat pump. So we are going to discuss about the COP of the refrigerant. So it is a ratio of cooling effect or refrigerant effect is produced by the machine to require compressor work. So now cooling effect is produced in evaporator side at that time, which is denoted by QL. It means QL means we are absorbing the heat at lower side, which is denoted by QL. And then after required compressor work, it will be W net in refrigerator side. If we are consider COP for the heat pump side, so heat pump side we are just considered that efficiency or COP equation is heating effect divided by required compressor work. So at that time you are just consider that QH divided by W net. Why we are consider QH? So heating effect is produced at condenser side, and condenser side is higher side is there. So at that time you are just consider heat reject at higher side. QH will be considered divided by required compressor work. Then after we can see that COP of the refrigerator is equal to QL divided by W net. QL means heat absorbed at lower side to require compressor work is equal to, we can say that QL, it means your enthalpy difference of the evaporator side will be considered, and the evaporator side enthalpy difference will be considered maximum minus minimum. So maximum enthalpy is H1 minus H4 will be considered. Similar way we are just consider the net work done will be considered, and work will be supplied to the compressor. So compressor work will be how to consider? So it will be considered by the enthalpy difference. So maximum enthalpy minus minimum enthalpy, H2 minus H1. Similarly, now we are going to discuss about the COP of the heat pump. The COP of the heat pump, it is a ratio of heat rejected to higher side divided by required compressor work. So higher side is reheat is rejected in condenser. So condenser enthalpy difference will be considered. So it will be maximum minus minimum H2 minus H3 divided by required compressor work, and compressor enthalpy difference maximum minus minimum H2 minus H1. Thank you.